It's Tammy, NZ Gastric Sleeve. I am coming to you with my month 2 post-op update from vertical sleeve gastric surgery, which I had on the 21st of May at Wellington Public Hospital with surgeon Mr. Simon Ban. So, month update, which means I will come to you with weight, I will come to you with measurements, and there's a couple of topics that I want to talk about. One is first time drinking after surgery, and there was something else, but whether I remember that before the end of the video, we'll see. Okay, so my starting weight was 113.6 kilos or 250.4 pounds. The start of my post-op diet was 108.9 kilos or 240 pounds. My surgery weight, day of surgery, I was 103.9 kilos or 229 pounds. My month 1 update was 95.4 kilos or 210.3 pounds. And month 2, as of today, I'm 90.6 kilos or 199.7 pounds. I'm in Wonderland, baby. That also puts my total loss at 50.7 pounds since starting. Now for me, starting was, I had probably a almost 6-month lead in where I had to spend time with a dietitian and lose 5 kgs before the surgeon would see me for the consult, and then it was 3 months after that that I started the pre-op diet, the 3-week OptiFast pre-op diet. So I've kind of got 6 months before my pre-op diet where I lost about 5 kilos on my pre-op diet, and then that makes, since surgery, I have lost 13.4 13.3 kilos or 30.3 pounds. So the loss for the month was only 4.8 kilos, which I'm a bit disappointed in. I was kind of expecting an ongoing weight loss of about 5 kilos a month, but I was expecting that in months 4, 5, 6, not so much month 2. So I've really struggled. The last couple of weeks I've lost at least 1 kilo a week, but kind of in the middle, just after my month 1, I had a couple of weeks where I didn't really lose a lot. And so as far as that's concerned, that's been a bit of a struggle for me. However, measurements. So I take a range of measurements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different measurements in places in my body. Of course, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those measurements are each arm or leg. So my neck, I have lost 2 centimeters off my neck. I have lost 4.5 centimeters off my bust. I have lost 1.5 centimeters off my underbust. I have lost 4 centimeters off my waist. I have lost 4.5 centimeters off my hips. So the same amount off my hips and my bust, and pretty much also my waist. So I'm losing it from all over, which is kind of cool. My left bicep, I have lost 1.5 centimeters. My right bicep, I have lost 1.5 centimeters. My left forearm, I've lost nothing. My right forearm, I've lost 0.5 centimeter, so not so much off the forearms. My left thigh, I have lost 2.5 centimeters, and my right thigh, I've lost 3 centimeters. My left calf, I have lost 1.5 centimeters, and my right calf, I have lost 2 centimeters. So pretty even, about 4 centimeters around the middle, and then 1.5, 2, 3 off arms and legs. So it has been a pretty even loss, which is kind of cool. I have started to notice a little bit in my sizes changing. I'm fitting into more of my 16s than the 18s. I pulled out a pair of jeans Saturday to wear that were an 18 at Max, which is an Australian store. So that would be a 14. And I was in 18 jeans previously, even before surgery, but they were plus size 18s. These were quite a small 18, and I went to put them on and I thought, oh yeah, they should fit by now. I put them on and they're actually too big, and I'm 5'2", so anything jeans, pants, I have to take up, which is why I wear skirts a lot, because there's not the same trouble with having to take stuff up. And I said to my friend who was round for dinner on Saturday night, I said, I'm not sure whether it's worth getting these jeans taken up to actually be able to wear outside. I was just wearing them around the house, and she said, no, they're too big now, which is exciting. It's very exciting. When I was in Dubai, I went into the Gap and I was so wanting just to be able to buy some Gap jeans. And I bought a 33 jeans, thinking there's no way these are going to fit me anytime soon. They fit now, which is really exciting. So yes, that is exciting. It's also daunting at the same time. I'm still not able to wear any of my work dresses, not that I'm working at the moment, so that's kind of fortunate because of my tummy. It protrudes still a lot, so I really need to try and find some good shapewear. With shapewear, I'll be able to wear those dresses no problem. So yeah, I really need to go and find some good shapewear. I have noticed my thighs thinning out, which is awesome, because just before surgery, I was at a stage where my front of my thighs were kind of, so if this was my leg, my front of my thighs were actually coming out over my knee, which is an unsightly kind of look. So really excited to see a change in that. What else have I done this week? So Friday night I drank for the first time. I'm going to preface this to say that I am not a big drinker. I can count on my hands how often I drink in a year. I'm not someone that drinks just because, which if you look over there, I've got a very extensive wine collection because my husband is a wine buyer, but I don't drink wine. So I'm not a big drinker. So I'm just going to preface this because this was testing my boundaries a little bit. I screwed up a little bit, and I'll explain a little bit about this, but I'm not wanting any negative reaction to this. I'm documenting this from my own thought pattern and to help others, and as far as that first time drinking. So it was my sister-in-law's birthday, and she had invited over a lot of her colleagues that I'd also worked with. So these are people that I know really, really well, and we get together about once a year for a bit of a blowout. So I decided ahead of time that this was going to be my first time trying to drink. I was quite strict on myself as far as definitely no carbonation, figuring out what I could have. As I say, not a big wine drinker, so I could have had wine, but wine before surgery would go straight to my head, so I didn't really want that. I've always been more of a spirits girl, so I found some Ocean Spray light cranberry juice, which is 20 calories for a cup, so I thought, okay, that's going to be a good mixer. I got some Absolute vodka, and that's what I started drinking. I made sure that I had a protein shake just before I started drinking so that I wasn't drinking on an empty stomach. And I did have some snacks throughout the night, but I had some nuts. I didn't touch any of the sausage rolls. I didn't touch any of the bread, the garlic bread, chips, dip, anything. I didn't touch any of that sort of stuff. There was hot chicken with some rolls that were bought, so I ate some of the chicken and I ate some of the nuts, and that's about it throughout the night. So I started drinking, and I was drinking out of a pint glass, so 500 odd mils at a time, so significant amount. And I'd fill, it was a Grosh beer glass, I'd fill about that much at the bottom, and it's kind of that much to start with. So maybe a shot, maybe a bit more than a shot of vodka in the bottom. I'd put ice, and then I'd have the cranberry. And the first one, like whenever I start drinking, didn't go down so well. Well, not that it didn't go down, but it took a long time. It took probably over an hour to drink that drink. By the time I got to the second one, I think it had started hitting me. That one went down in probably about 15 minutes, which means that it just went straight through because my tummy doesn't have that sort of capacity. And then by that stage, the alcohol had hit me. Usually I don't like that feeling and I stop. This time I was enjoying myself. So usually 2 drinks like that wouldn't really affect me. I'd still be able to drive over that sort of period, because so we're probably talking 2 hours at this stage, that those first 2 drinks, and I'd usually be fine. But with that second drink going down so quickly, it really hit me. My inhibitions were lowered. The shots came out, and of course, because you're not allowed too many of the mixes, the Jägermeister came out for some Red Bull Jägermeister shots, bombs, and it's like, well, I can't have that, but I'll do a shot of Jaeger, and that was fine. I probably had another cranberry, so I probably had 4 or 5 in total. So I went through a whole 1.5 litre of the cranberry juice, but I kind of stopped keeping track at that stage. So I was at that stage where I was reasonably drunk. I was at my sister-in-law's. I was staying the night, so I wasn't in a situation where I wasn't safe. The Zambuca shots came out. Had one of them. The tequila came out. I said no. So, and it probably about that point is where I don't remember anymore. However, my Fitbit tells me that I'd only done 500 steps that next morning. So I know that it wasn't too much after midnight when I went to bed, because otherwise I would have had much more steps in me, especially because I know I was dancing, and I was overall having a really good time. Afterwards, I felt really bad, and it's probably more the fact that I mix so many of my different spirits, and so I don't attribute the hangover as being any worse than if I was drinking that much at a normal party. So with these guys, often it ends up with Long Island iced teas. You've got 7 different spirits, and so with these guys, that I'm usually that drunk. It's always in a situation where I'm safe, so it's not too much of an issue. New Zealand does have a bit of a binge drinking culture, and I don't like to think of myself as a binge drinker, but probably from the point of view that, yeah, I can count on my hands how many times I drink in a year, but probably at least 2 or 3 of them, usually at Christmas, I get really drunk. So I wasn't intending to get that drunk, but because that second drink hit me really quickly, and then the people around me, I just kind of went with the flow, which usually I'm someone that likes to stay in control, and I don't like being drunk because I don't like being out of control, because I was in that relaxed space. I don't know. It's not something I want to do in a hurry again. It's nice that I can have a drink, but I probably wouldn't have a drink in public until I'm at a stage where I can safely have one drink and it not lead to that sort of space, because I just don't like being in that situation. So I've been completely open and honest about how the night went and how I felt for this. I think that the 2 months was an okay kind of time to try it out. I'm at a point where I can pretty much eat anything. I mean, I haven't tried steak, but I didn't care for steak beforehand, so there's nothing that I'm eating that is a problem. So I didn't think that the drink would be a problem. I'm also at a stage where I'm starting to introduce different things to my food, so a bit of carbs and a bit of veggies and that sort of thing. As my dietitian is not one for protein only, you need to have a balanced diet at 8 weeks, and that is where you should be going. I'm still not eating enough carbs and veggies for their liking, but that's a work in progress. So yeah. I've definitely, so being with those people on Friday night, most of them hadn't seen me since probably Christmas, so they really noticed the difference. So having the comments of, oh, you're looking so great and what have you done, and was really kind of cool. And so, I mean, I had a good time. So that was great. I had one of my closest friends coming over for dinner the next night, and I just did some homemade burritos. I just had the chicken. Oh no, I actually did have half a tortilla, but these tortillas were only this sort of size anyway, so I had half and some chicken and some guacamole, homemade guacamole. So that went down really well. So, and but I did notice with my hangover, I felt a whole lot better after I'd eaten some solid food. So I'd actually had a protein shake in the morning, but I didn't really feel better until I'd actually had some solid food. And I think that's to kind of soak it all up, as any normal hangover would be. So I didn't rate the hangover as any worse or better than pre-surgery. So it's just a case of it hitting me faster. So certainly drinking in public I'd be a bit more wary about. So yeah, I think that's all I've got for today. We're at 17 minutes, so the other topic that I was going to talk about, I'll talk about on Wednesday in my normal weekly update. I am actually going for a body composition scan tomorrow. I am really wishing that I have found this before surgery so that I'd have a benchmark, but I'm going tomorrow as a 2-month benchmark, and then what I'm hoping to do is to do it monthly, so I can bring you this information in with this video. At 3 months I will also have blood tests, so I'll go and do that a few days before my 3-month video and give you some information on my blood tests as well. I don't have my before blood tests, so I don't have a benchmark as to what has improved on that, but we'll see how that goes. So I am going to do some more comparison pictures, and I am going to insert them at the end, as I've done on previous the month 1 previous video. Okay, all right, see you guys.